For this episode, we're going to focus on one of the most important aspects of trampolining and snowboarding, and that is counter-rotation. Counter-rotation is when you lead a rotation with your upper body and then pull it back across your body in order to come back into a neutral position. You can think about this as like wrapping up a towel. You wrap it up, let it go, and it whips back to the other place. So we're going and building tension in our core, and then when we go and pop up, that tension will naturally want to decrease. And then when we go and counter it and pull the arms the other way, it's going to rotate us. Counter rotation is really useful all the way up to 270 degrees of rotation. And this is going to make it so it's way easier to learn a trick. Trying like a backside 360 with pure rotation is going to make it stiff, really hard to control. But using counter rotation at the end of it gives you that little bit of shift and a little bit of control. And that's because not only does counter rotation speed up the spin, but it also slows it down. Watch what happens when you use counter rotation at the very start of a spin. It makes it so the whole spin is going to be slower after that point. And this is why it's one of the best tools. So you're doing like a backside 540, you can pop it up, counter rotate, and then you're coming into the landing with less rotational energy. So not only is it great for going and building a whole rotation, it's also slowing down your maximum rotation velocity. That's going to make it way easier to land these tricks. But let's focus on how we can use it to go and build our fundamentals. So we're going to use it on our frontside 180s. What I want you to do is just no bouncing needed, open your chest 90 degrees, jump up and pull it through. And we're going to do this both front side and switch front side. And let's go and get a little bit of a move and pattern going. The reason why we're getting really comfortable with this is exactly what you do to finish a backside 360. So for a backside 360, I use rotation for the first 180, counter rotation for the last 180. This will go and space out your rotations, making them a lot easier to do. The key for this is to make sure that your shoulders are holding a neutral position. If you have your arms low when you try to do this, it's going to make it so your shoulders want to dip down. I try you to use counter rotation dip down, I'm going to land 1 foot heavy. So keep your shoulders squared in your body. You don't have to be like full on fug fighter mode, but we want to keep them here relaxed, not coming too high or too low. A big problem people have on trampolining is they jump and use their arms to lift. So if I try to lift my arms up and counter rotate, we're going to go and get this sort of gnarly form that's going to disconnect our core from our lower body. So I want you to just go, keep hinging the hips. See how my upper body's hinged forward, chest over top of the knees. What this does is it opens the range of motion in my hips. Let me go expand it and rotate. And this is actually going to be the key position we use for all the rotations. Because when we're like this, we can track our head on the middle of a jump and we can go and rotate the whole way through. Where if we have our body straight like this and we try to go and put our head down, we're going to be stiff, and that's going to make it more likely so our rotation is set on a backwards axis instead of that nice balls of feet rotation plane that we're really looking for in trampolining. So once your arms are nice and stacked, we want to go and just try to use a little bit of counter rotation. And once you feel comfortable opening 90, counter rotating, let's go and space this out. You can actually do 180s on a trampoline with no initial rotation. So I'm popping up, counter rotate, pull it through. Popping straight up, counter rotate, pulling through. Up, rotate. So try to get really comfortable with a full up, rotate, and bring it around. This is just going to get you comfortable with that feeling of going and building rotational energy in the air without that snap. And once you're feeling fully in control, let's try to combine that with a little bit of rotational force. So now I'm going to continue that rotation, counter rotate to stop. Rotate through, come through. So that's the natural progression. We start shoulders 90, counter rotate the whole way. Then we start neutral, shoulders 90, rotate. And then we go and move that position to right as we bounce off the trampoline. So bouncing off, rotating, coming through. Bouncing off, rotating, coming through. Get that so comfortable that you can go and easily link 180 to cab ones, and you'll be ready for the next video.